This is for the state of Texas and Raleigh, Texas. That police officer today, and this is for Governor the Justice Department, and they say by jury and trial, people in the community been some of them in they call, not everybody. I want to make this very clear. Not everybody. Certain individuals been taunting and laughing and putting their tongue out. The same time they gave me that ticket, you can't be taunting. When you look at that body camera, guys, and you look at that body camera, that guy looked at me and forced me across with intimidation me. He stood his ground. He wanted to show that he had power as a police officer, and he had power when I told him I had the right to be on that sidewalk. When they look at the body camera, I sat there. He looked down on me and intimidated me. It intimidated me. And this is the Justice Department and the Civil Rights. Intimidated me, right? And he looked down on me. See, when I was sitting down, and he stood there for 10, 15 minutes. All right, he know that light was turning red. He should have told, hey, wait till that turn green again. He knows that wasn't that. He knows as a police officer that was not right. And then they intimidated me. They intimidated. Look at the camera of me back and forth. That's intimidation. Forcing somebody with power. And I told him I was going to go on civil rights, right? That forcing and tell him about, just going to talk about, what you will tell him. Now, you got some issues, man. No, you don't force. That's not everybody else. Everybody else been waving at me. God said, I'm going to test the state of Texas. And I'm going to tell them, God say, I'm going to test knowledge. I'm going to test my belief. In the Justice Department, I set something for October the 4th. And I might have to go up there and do a Zoom meeting. But you forced me across the street. And then they looking at me with intimidation. You had a chance to leave in your car. And you stood right there in your car, and she trying to tell me, y'all was right there on my social media, right? Or they don't got, no, you forcing someone. And look at the camera. I'm looking back at her, she looking back at me. It's always one side of the situation. Can you see? I want to know if the camera can see intimidation coming from the police officers. Can your body camera see intimidation? Delaying them? That's forcing me, making me uncomfortable. When they look at the camera and see why my hands were shaking, you're putting pressure on me with intimidation force. And I'm telling the civil rights this. That's intimidation. You're forcing me. And they know what they was doing. And then she gonna act like a child. Y'all been taunting. We're gonna talk about what happened today between the white lady. That's not between everybody else. You've been taunting. You've been doing all of those things. I told that police officer, y'all looking at one side, that police officer, mean mother. When I told her she looked like an actor, she didn't. I said, damn, you like you not happy to be like an actor that played in the election and married to Ben Affleck. I'm like, what? That had a baby by Ben Affleck. You know what I'm saying? I said, shit, that's the girl on Electra. I said, that's a damn good compliment. You can be yourself, but also grow with it. But that's childish. But she want to argue with me. I bet you she one of those ladies that been acting the facial expression and the behavior. She looked like one of them. She wanted to argue with me, then understand me. That's childish behavior, man. And today, October, okay? And tell my mom to be there. So now I don't need it, but we handle that's facial expression. That's misconduct. Now I told us, look, nobody didn't want to listen to me. Look at the body cam. Are they forcing me across the street? He looked down on me and forced me. Then they intimidating. And I'ma lie on you. How I'm gonna lie on you intimidating me? You could let me tell you that what they could have did. They could have left. And they didn't did this. When I told them I had a right to be there on that sidewalk, they could have left. And they didn't. They wanted to stand their ground and start something. And they wanted to show they empowered. They gonna tell me I wish you would tell them. You gonna mumble your little words, huh? Acting like a child, man. You worse than you worse than all the rest of them in Dallas County act like the little behavior. Y'all acting like children, man, more than adults. Lady from the other courtroom, acting like a children. I say the mayor. I seen your spirit behavior. The state attorneys in Dallas County. We're gonna test our faith in God. That's why I pushed it back to October the 4th. I said, now give it time. And they don't have nothing to do. You a liar. This is gonna catch an attitude. I told y'all I was gonna have them on social media. I told y'all that I was gonna have y'all on my social media, right?